Okay, so our intro. This is the hard part.
Me. I just feel so fake being like, welcome to the Long Live podcast. Hi guys, welcome. Oh, we both did it. Well, this is not working out.
me.
Hi.
It's us.
Hi. Hey everybody.
He looks up grinning like a devil.
It's Nat.
It's Becky. Do we have to have an intro?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Long Live podcast, where we explore all the eras. I'm Leanna,
I'm Kaylan.
and today we're going to be doing the one. Very excited. Always excited. 2-track ones in a row.
Yes. This one
I love a track one.
is from Folklore, one of my least favorite albums.
You suck. I don't agree with that opinion.
I know, neither does half the world. Although I am finding a lot
know.
of Swifties lately who say that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
coming
saw
out.
a survey that millennials' favorite album is Folklore.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Not mine,
Yeah.
though. Anyway.
And Gen Z, actually, I think.
Yeah, that would actually
And then,
make more
like,
sense to me.
Our parents, I think they're like Gen Y or something. Theirs is like 1989 or Red, I think.
Makes sense. Probably 1989 because of Blank Space and Shake It Off. The Gen
Yeah.
Ys
And
love
then I'm
those.
guessing Gen Alpha, which is under Gen Z, is Midnights, I think, which is obvious, you know, most recent album. They're like 12.
I love Midnights.
This is great. Okay, so I want to talk about this album because I mean, not the song really. I'm so confused because I thought it was obvious that she's talking about like a past relationship where she thought they would be the one. But apparently, she said in an interview with The Vulture, oh no, just kidding. Wait. Aaron said in an interview with The Vulture, it is clear that the one is not written from her perspective. It's written from another friend's perspective.
What?
What?
That is not clear, Aaron, at all.
I know. So now, I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I was shocked, especially because in Long Pond, there was a question about the song. And after in Long Pond, they go through each song before they play it. And their conversation was, he says, it was funny because I feel like you captured the spirit of the whole record with this song. With the one, in the sense of just the way it opens. I'm doing good, I'm on some new shit. I've been saying yes instead of no. And I was like, is she talking about writing songs with me and everything else at the same time or something? And Taylor said, I think it has a double meaning. Opening the album with those words, it applies to the situation that the song is written about, where you're updating a former lover on what your life is like now and trying to be positive. But it's also where I am creatively, where it's like, I'm just saying yes, I'm just putting an album out in the worst time that you could put one out. I'm just making stuff with someone who I always wanted to make stuff with as long as I've been a fan of The National. I'm just going to say yes to stuff, and it worked out. So I don't understand. After saying this, then how is it in a perspective of someone else?
Aaron is wrong because reading that makes no sense.
I know.
This makes forget what he said. This is why Jack Antonoff is the superior producer, and
gosh.
Bleachers. I'm wearing their shirt.
Anyway, so the whole reason that I saw this is because Genius said The One is a second single from the album Folklore, centers around the nostalgic remembrance of missed and lost loves. Taylor contemplates an alternate life in which her old wishes had come true and resulted in a relationship with an ex-lover. And someone replied and said, no, Aaron said in an interview, this is not Taylor's perspective. And then I found the quote from the interview, and I was absolutely shocked.
That really doesn't make sense to me.
Me neither.
Well, anyway, I think we should read it from how we interpret it.
Okay. But I was going to say that in some parts of it, I could see how you could think that, but like the whole thing seems like it's her. I mean, I guess he could be like Taylor's creating a new like persona. Like she's singing it obviously from her perspective, but her as in someone else, you know? Like it's still first person, but not her life in particular.
This doesn't make sense to me at all.
See, this is why I had to bring it up.
We should ask our followers on social media and anyone listening to, if you understand this perspective, please drop a comment or email us at longlivetaylorpod@gmail.com or follow us on socials at longlivetaylorpod and tell us how this makes any sense.
Yeah, because I was shocked when I heard that or read that because I did not see the interview. I just saw the quote.
Wow.
So yeah. I'm shocked.
Okay, let's get into it. I'm doing good. I'm on some new shit. Been saying yes instead of no. I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't, though. Amazing start and an amazing way to open the album. I'm doing good.
Yes.
I'm on some new shit. Like she said in that interview that you just quoted, it's about a relationship, but it's also like in her life where she was just doing new things musically.
Yeah.
I like that she said been
And
saying.
I'm so happy she did.
Yeah, also like been saying yes instead of no. I think even in the context of the Time article when she talked about hiding away and not doing things, she's like, I'm starting to do things again. I'm saying yes to new projects and to talking to people and all of this stuff.
That's why I also feel like this hints at a Joe crack. Because I felt like when they were together, it was very much like private. And now she's like all of a sudden saying yes and doing new things. And maybe she's like, she has a little bit of slack on her leash from him.
Ooh. I don't know about that. I can't comment on that until April 19th, but
I know. I just need you to know. Did you see the clip where at the surprise song should have said no? Did you see the clip of her face?
no.
It was, I'll have to send it to you. But when she's saying that, she was like, you should have said no. And everyone's like, oh my God, Joe cheated.
Yeah, and I also saw that.
It felt like it hit personal when she was singing that.
Yeah, there was a lot of like her surprise song was like a mashup of 3 songs the other day, and they all had to do with like cheating at a third party.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
I know. I'm so excited to hear this. Especially because a part of me knows, because I know you're a Joe stan. I just want you to hear something that makes you be like, I'm no longer a Joe stan.
I know. That's going to be really hard for me.
I don't need you to be a Travis stan. It's okay if you're not a Travis stan. I need
not,
somebody
like,
to relate to not really liking Joe.
I'm not a Joe stan. Like, I don't think they should be together if she doesn't want to be with him and if there was all these problems. I just liked that time when they were. I liked the songs that came out of it. I liked I think the relationship, even though I'm sure it was bad for her in a lot of ways, I think it helped her in a lot of ways. And there was a lot of things I liked about it.
Okay, I understand.
Thank you for your understanding.
I agree. I guess I agree with, I like the songs that came out of that. I like who she became from this relationship. I just feel like I never was like super gung-ho for them, I guess. Like, I liked it. I had no issues with it, but I never was like, I love them.
I really was invested because I liked that they kept it more private. To me it seemed more real than anything. And also like she was writing love songs while still being with him, which I feel like she never really did with people. So
Yeah.
I really liked that too, but that's fine.
I'm sure I think most of the world thought he was the one and they were going to be
The one.
endgame. But apparently he's not.
He's not. It's not. We were all wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, the line, I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't, though. I thought that line was simple, but I mean, it is a good line. Like, when you miss someone or you're thinking about someone, you kind of like have a lookout for them.
Or like something always reminds you of them.
Yeah, or like the smell of a cologne, and you were like, oh, are they here?
I always think about New Year's Day. It's like, please don't ever become a stranger whose laugh I can recognize anywhere. I feel like that's kind of like this. It's like, now this person is a stranger. I didn't think that they would be one day, and now I feel like I see them where they're not.
That's good. I like that.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else, or should I go into the second part of the first verse?
Go ahead.
I hit the ground running each night. I hit the Sunday matinee. You know the greatest films of all time were never made.
I understand. She talks about the matinee because she talks about the films and, the show kind of thing, but it didn't really, hit me as hard as the
first part.
First part did.
Yeah. I like the line, the greatest films of all time were never made. It was still this, epic, great thing, but it just nothing ever came out of it.
Yeah.
I like that concept. There's this song called Good Things Fall Apart by Millennium, and it's basically, the chorus says, I'm coming to terms with a broken heart. I guess that sometimes good things fall apart, and it's basically about how just because something's good and great doesn't mean it's going to work out and meant to be, and that's kind of the vibe I got from this line.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. That's what the theme of the song is that. So
Yeah.
I guess she does a very good job of explaining it.
Yeah. Then she goes, pre-chorus, I guess you never know. And if you wanted me, you really should have showed. And if you never bleed, you're never going to grow. And it's all right now.
See, I love that line. If you never bleed, you're never going to grow. I think that is one of her like iconic lines overall. People love this line because it is true. Like, in order to grow, in order to change, you have to get hurt. And so I think it perfectly explains how so many people are feeling.
That's interesting because that line never really stuck out to me. The one before it always did. If you wanted me, you really should have showed. Where it's like too late.
Yeah. So the reason I think that people like, and if you never bleed, you're never going to grow, is because it doesn't have to pertain to a relationship. It's just life. And I feel like even people who can't relate to some of her like relationship type songs, you can still relate to this line.
Yeah.
In every life
Circumstance. That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So she goes, and it's all right now, which I like because she's like, it's okay. It's all very peaceful. It's not like this hateful song. It's not this sad mourning song. It's just like a reflecting song, which I think is really cool.
Yes. I think I really like that about it as well.
Yeah.
Because so it's not like a revenge song. It's not like I'm crying after a breakup. This is like you've moved on and but you still have those feelings. You can still talk about it, but it's not like really hurting you or like affecting your life.
It's very calm. And I think it matches the music. It's just like reflecting, looking back, calm, happy. Like, it's good. It's chill.
Yeah. And like I said, I guess I talked about it when we talked about Willow, how Folklore is more like conflict resolution, trying to get through things. And I feel like that is a good explanation of it. Like, this is therapeutic to talk about and to sing about now that it's over.
You know what word is coming to mind? Acceptance. She's accepted that it's not going to be anymore, and that's okay. Yeah. And it doesn't make it a horrible relationship, but it just is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like that has to be... Okay, well, I guess not. I was going to say this has to be how she feels about Joe now. Yeah. But also, I need to wait until April 19th.
April 19th. I always assumed the song was about Harry because I know during so many interviews in 1989, she'd be like, there's always that one person you think is going to come interrupt your wedding. And I'm like, oh, this has to be about him.
Yeah, but do you think that still, even listening to the 1989 vaults?
Yeah, I do.
See, once I listened to the vaults, I kind of thought, like, oh, maybe it didn't end very well, or like they would be friends.
See, that
They're not
literally
friends.
But see, everyone acted like, okay, what you just said, when the vaults came out, people were like, she dragged Harry, she's ending Harry, we see why they separated now. I'm like, I didn't get any new information. Like, the vaults did not tell me anything new that I didn't know. Like, no, like in Style, she says, I've heard you've been out and about with some other girl. Like, it's already acknowledged that he was out with other girls. And I remember during the time I saw YouTube videos where Taylor and Harry would see each other in public, and she did not look happy with him. And then also she did the whole, like, VMA thing where she's like, you know who this is about, thank you. And then Harry smirks and she, like, walks past him. Like, I always thought there was tension between them. So it wasn't, I still don't get why everyone was like, this is new information.
Yeah, I guess it's not new. I think it's just confirmation. I also think people were really delusional that they were meant to be and like they would come back together.
Yeah.
But I always thought if she truly thought any of that, they would still be friends, and they're not friends. Yeah.
They're civil now, which is, again, why I think she went up to him at the Grammys and talked to him. And this, to me, is like you would go talk to the person and wish them well. She didn't go up to Calvin Harris at the Grammys this year, I'll tell you that.
No, yeah, I guess now I see it. I guess because 1989 was a long time kind of like before Folklore. So yeah, I could see this being about Harry.
Definitely. Okay. So she goes, and it's all right now. Chorus. But we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s, tossing pennies in the pool. And if my wishes came true, it would have been you. Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, so obviously, yeah, she's saying, I wanted us to be together, like, for the long haul, and it would have been you if that was correct. Do you think Roaring 20s is her 20s, or is she, like, throwing it back to the 1920s?
Oh, I always thought 1920s, but now I think that's, like, a double meaning. Her 20s.
Yeah.
Tossing pennies in the pool. Yeah. And if my wishes came true, it would have been you.
Would have been you.
Okay.
It's so sad.
I
but
know. But it's also
line
like
itself
she's
is
singing it
sad.
happy.
Yeah, I know. I love this song. Oh,
What?
we need to talk about this song in the Eras tour, but we can talk about it when we're done.
Okay. In my defense, I have none for never leaving well enough alone. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one.
It would have been fun.
I love this line. In my defense, I have none. She's like, well, in my defense, I don't have any defense. Like it takes you on a little jump on the line. And then for never leaving well enough alone, I automatically go to me. Never leave well enough alone. She's like,
always.
I feel like she kind of picks for things and maybe looks for problems, or that's kind of what I take out of it. Like, there's always something, and that's kind of maybe what led to it ending.
Yeah, sadly. I wonder what life would be like if they were together and they never broke up.
I actually really liked them together. They were my second favorite couple.
Second?
After her and Joe.
No, I prefer Harry over Joe any day.
I really did like her
I will
and
not
Harry.
comment on Travis yet. I feel like I can't make a decision about Travis. I
thought you
love
loved
Travis
him.
as a person.
Oh.
Yes, the relationship.
Yeah.
I like Travis.
I like
Taylor,
Travis
I was
too.
a Travis fan.
People always, Skylar kept saying to me all weekend, my sister, she's like, you don't like Travis. I'm like, I do like Travis. I never said I
It's
don't
just the
like him.
relationship. We're not ready to make. I'm not ready to fully commit yet.
I'm not committed.
It's too
I'm
soon.
not.
Yeah. If it's a fling, I will be okay with that. So I'm not ready to be like their endgame, like everyone else's.
Yeah, it's weird that
do love
everyone's
him.
doing that, by the way. They were doing that after like 2 weeks. I'm like, that's weird.
I know.
I mean, it's weird
So,
that we're
yeah,
even talking about this, so I guess I can't judge too much.
I know. Anyway, I like him as a person, separate from her. Pre-Taylor, I liked Travis, so I have no issues with him. Obviously, I love her. So I'm not going to put them in the categories of ex-boyfriends or boyfriends, but I much prefer Harry over Joe.
So I have to tell you something. When I went out last night, I did karaoke and I was having a good time because I had a drink and I haven't drank in a long time. And at the end of my karaoke, guess what I did on the mic?
No.
I did Viva Las Vegas.
I knew.
See, I can't even do it because my throat is sore from doing it so much. I kept
so
screaming
funny.
all
Do
throughout.
you know why he did it?
Because they were in Vegas.
Okay, well, first, so the podcast episode, they were talking about being in Vegas for the Super Bowl, and they were talking about iconic Vegas movies, and Jason brought it up, and Jason had a whole Viva Las Vegas in the podcast episode, and also, obviously, being in Vegas makes sense, but I don't know why everyone thinks that's so cringe. That is literally Travis. That's his personality.
Viva! I was like walking around Nashville Broadway like, Viva Las Vegas! And everyone kept laughing at me.
There. That's so funny.
So, okay.
Yeah, that was a huge tangent.
Okay, tangent over. Second verse. I have this dream you're doing cool shit, having adventures on your own. You meet some woman on the internet and take her home.
I was just gonna say, in the Long Pond, I think, or in the Eras tour.
The note change?
In the Eras tour, she goes, and take her home.
And she did that after, I think it was like when the news broke about her and Joe. She started changing it. People were like, this is an Easter egg that he cheated or something like that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know.
But
I mean, people keep digging and finding reasons to think he cheated. So maybe he did.
I know.
We'll know April 19th.
I know. But I love the note change. Every time I listen to it now, I only sing it with the note change. And take her home. She needs to release a version just with the note change.
I was thinking that she needs to release an album of the Eras tour.
I think she will because she did Cruel Summer, so I'm like, she's gonna do the rest. But yeah, I think this is a cool verse. It's like I always took it as she's like imagining him now, like he's doing things, he's doing cool stuff, he's having adventures. I don't know where the you meet some woman on the internet and take her home is. Like, where does that come from?
He's on dating apps.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking, at least. Like, he's just living his life post-breakup.
Yeah, that makes sense. We never painted by the numbers, baby, but we were making it count. You know, the greatest loves of all time are over now.
I love that line.
Wait,
does she change the note in that line, too?
No.
Are over now. Or she just, like, slows it down?
You know, the greatest loves of all time are over now. Just normal, I think.
Maybe in Long Pond she does.
Maybe.
I have, in some way, I feel like I hear, like, you know, the greatest loves of all time are over now. Like, she really pronounces the over.
Maybe in
Instead of
Long
over,
Pond.
it's like over. I don't know. Anyway, I love Long Pond. I could go on for hours about Long Pond.
I like we were never painted by the numbers. She's like, we were out of the box. We were conventional, but or unconventional, and then but we were making it count. Like it still was good.
Numbers.
It was still a greatest love.
Yeah, I know. But are all the greatest loves over now, or are they just dead?
I don't know.
I wonder who she thinks are like the greatest loves.
I know. Wouldn't that be cool? Probably like Paul McCartney. Didn't people say that Sweet Nothing was about Paul McCartney and his wife?
Yeah, but
I've
are
heard
they
that.
over?
Well,
I don't know anything about pop culture, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I was just gonna say, does she think Elizabeth Taylor and Tim Burton, right? Burton to this Taylor? Tim Burton and Elizabeth Taylor.
I was
They're
gonna
definitely
say.
over.
You could be my baby.
Well, they're dead. Well, she's dead. I don't know. I don't know who's dead, but it's not a thing anymore. Uneducated.
Anyway, anything else on that?
No, I love it. It's great.
I really love the second pre-chorus. I guess you never know, and it's another day of waking up alone. It's such a simple line. It's another day of waking up alone, but the way, we've talked about this a lot, the way the music pairs with that line, it's like slows down kind of, and it sounds to me like it sonically sounds to me like turning a chapter and like rolling, like someone rolling over to wake up alone, like, and it's another day of waking up alone, and it's like you're rolling over and being alone again. I love how good that sounds.
Sound great.
And then the chorus repeats, but we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s tossing pennies in the pool, and if my wishes came true, it would have been you. In my defense, I have none for never leaving well enough alone, but it would have been fun if you would have been the one. Then, bridge. I persist and resist the temptation to ask you, if one thing had been different, would everything be different today? You were going in on that when I read that.
I know. I just feel like this is something that like pierces you. It's like, if one thing had changed in our relationship, would we still be together? You know, when you like reminisce and you're like, what went wrong? Not even just relationships, just like life in general. It's like, what if I got stuck at that stoplight?
The butterfly effect.
Would my whole be different today? Yeah.
One decision, literally the tiniest decision, if you have breakfast or not in the morning, could literally change your life, because you never know what could have happened if you were later or whatever. I like the line before that, and again, it's like married sonically so well, of persist and resist the temptation. It sounds like she's wrestling. Like you're like, should I say this? Should I go ask? Like, don't open that can of worms, but I want to ask, like, do you think this could have been something?
I know. I wish the bridge was longer.
Yeah, it could be longer.
Like she's like, it's like so it's like so much build, and it's just like a slow letdown. But I feel like it could have been drawn out.
Yeah, it could have been even more intense if she modulated it up a key or something. Like, just make it. I think that's my thing with a lot of the reason I don't love Folklore and Evermore is it's all very like muted. Like it's all very chill, and I need intensity.
I know. When Folklore first came out, I loved Betty because it was the least chill song. But then once I was like in tune with being at peace and calm, then the slow songs really hit me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
By peace. Peace hits me. Peace hits me.
I agree with you, what you just said about being calm, because I feel like I am now at a place where I'm like that, especially because I have seasons. Like, it makes sense to just chill in the winter and listen to a chill album like Folklore and Evermore.
Yeah, but didn't this come out in like July?
Yeah, but I still feel like it has that same feel as the winter seasons, in my opinion. Like,
I mean, she did good with the imagery with like the cover. It's not my fave, but I think it portrays it very well.
Yeah. So then it goes back to the chorus. We were something, don't you think so? Rose flowing with your chosen family. And it would have been sweet if it could have been me. In my defense, I have none for digging up the grave another time. But it would have been fun if you would have been the one.
So I have two things. Okay. With the Rose flowing with your chosen family, is she saying like the family he chose with a new girl?
I
right?
thought it was
It's like when you choose someone, you're choosing like their family.
Yeah,
It's, like,
exactly. Like
coming into your new.
the two, like kind of how she says in Peace, something, now that I see your brother as my brother, like when you're marrying or whatever. And she's saying the rosé would have been sweet if it was me, but it's not.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, like, in my defense, I have none for digging up the grave another time. She's bringing up the past, the history of this relationship and what it could have been.
Yeah. And she's like, here I
think
go.
that's
Like,
a
I have
perfect
no.
line.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. I really liked this song. I think it's a good song. It was a good opener.
Yeah.
I still listen to it and like it.
I was going to say, I really think it's a good opener. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only... Welcome to New York makes sense, but it's not my fave song. But the only opener I think I like more than this is State of Grace.
That's a really good one, too.
I know.
I think she has a
I
lot
just
of
feel
good
like
openers.
This sets it up so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she does a good job at picking track ones.
Yeah.
But comparing it to Willow that we just did,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is a much better opener than Willow.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
I love
if you
it.
wanted to talk about the tour, it's interesting
yes, I do.
because during the Folklore set, she originally had Invisible String. And then once the news broke, or was it before? I think it was before the
Just
news
before it
broke. She switched from Invisible String to this song, which everyone thought was really interesting. Yeah. Who knows what the real reason is? It could be a million things, but like it seemed, because she didn't take Lover out of the set, but
Yeah, of course.
it just seemed really interesting.
I was going to say if I had one question to ask her, it would be that, but it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
I would really, really like to know, because I really just want to know when the official breakup was. Like, that would give me so much context. Like, I don't really need to know much other than that. Like, I want to know when. I want the timeline, because she changed the song before the news broke, but you started the tour with it. Why choose to start the tour with it? Like, with Invisible String.
Yeah.
Like, they must have been together.
I think they still were, because they were photographed back, it was like in February that
like
year.
November. I thought it was November.
No.
That was the last time they were seen together.
They were seen at the Grammys, but then I thought I saw them like it looked like they were walking down the street, and she had like a very like like library outfit, I want to call it. I don't know the style to describe it.
See, in my mind, I'm thinking of I forgot her name, but I remember I think in November they went to dinner with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, really?
And his girlfriend, Suki, is that her name?
I have no idea.
I think I read somewhere that they were seen in a restaurant together, like on a double date in November. So that's why it stuck out in my head, I guess. But yeah, they had to have been together. But maybe they were deciding whether or not it's going to work.
Yeah, I think it was on
I'm really
and off.
curious.
If I'm being honest, I would rather have Invisible String on the set list. I like Invisible String way more than this song. I think it's such a pretty song. So that was a little disappointing. You do?
I do love Invisible String. I think it's a great song. When we went to Centennial Park, I loved having that song like as like the soundtrack of the day. Yeah. But I think I really like the one, and I'm really happy it's in the set list.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I would choose a different song. Like if I could have the one and Invisible String, it would make me very happy. It's just how many songs can she play?
I think Invisible String bridge is what does it for me. I think it's a much stronger bridge. So when a song has a stronger bridge, I usually like it more.
Yeah. I also feel like, was this a single? This might have been a single, and I think maybe that's why she also chose it, because it was more popular.
But there's no music video,
at least to
right?
the masses. No.
Yeah.
I think to the masses, it's more popular, but like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have Invisible String as like a underrated song.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I would say so. Any final thoughts on the song?
There's one thing I want to say is when I first heard the album, I accidentally downloaded the clean version, and I had no idea. I thought the whole album was just clean. And I was listening to the one with my mom, and I was like, isn't it so funny that she's like, I'm on some new, and like, it just like, I'm like, isn't it funny she like hints that she's gonna say shit and then does it? And my mom's like, I'm pretty sure she does say it. And we rewinded it. I'm like, no, she doesn't. And she's like, I'm pretty sure I heard her say it when I listened yesterday.
That's so funny.
So then I was like, oh my God, I have the clean version downloaded.
It was like,
I'm
this was
listening to the clean version.
This was one of the first albums she rehearsed a bunch.
I know.
That's so
it was,
funny.
It was day 2, okay? It was day 2. And I was like, oh, wow. Now I need to listen to this whole thing explicit
It's a whole different...
to really get that feeling.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. That's so funny.
Yeah. Shout out to my mom again.
Yes. Double shout out. Shout out to my mom.
Yes. The sisters.
Okay. Drop everything now for our game segment.
Yay.
We're doing our game segment. What was the score? 5-4, we think?
We think.
Okay.
We'll see.
Let's go.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ah, yes. Begin again.
Yes. Now I'm so nervous. You belong with me.
Yes. I'll make it louder too.
Ready?
Yeah.
I played a lot because it's kind of quiet.
No body, no crime.
Yeah.
Ooh, you scared me. I thought that was wrong. Okay.
Well, it was really low, so I didn't know how much to give.
Thank you.
Antihero.
Yes.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Mary's song, My Oh My.
Wow. I was shocked you got that.
I love that
I was
song.
like, ooh, I might get her.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. Meet me at midnight. Lavender Haze.
Yes. Ooh, this is a good one. Superman?
Yes.
Stop scaring me with your faces.
Because I thought maybe you might not get that one.
That one I wasn't sure. Okay, ready?
Ready for it.
Yes.
I would become
The man. The man.
See, we talk about it just starts, boom, right in your face. There's no music for that one.
Go check out
I
that
love
episode
that
if you
one.
haven't listened yet. Okay.
Yes. You found me, E. What the heck?
5.
I knew you were trouble.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I knew I was under pressure and I had to figure it out real quick. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what is this song? I know it. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
That's a hard 2 seconds.
I'm just going to guess Fearless.
It is!
Wow. I didn't think
I
it was
would
going to
not
be
have
right.
gotten that if it
That
was
was
me.
really
That
hard.
was a hard one.
That was really hard. I can't believe I
Yeah.
got it.
Mastermind?
No, it was a hard
I
one
know.
too. It was now
No,
that
it
we
is- It's Now That We Don't Talk?
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to say I think it's a Midnight song. That's why I went with Mastermind.
Yeah, it sounds but we talked about how the 1989 Vault songs sound like Midnight.
Sound just like Midnights. I know. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, that's okay. I'll take it. I'll
that was
take
a
the
good
loss.
That was a good one though.
Yeah. It
was a
wasn't
good
too long,
round.
but we went back and forth.
I can't
I'm
believe
okay
I
with
got
that.
Fearless. That was hard.
That was crazy. That one's going on the socials for sure because that was hard. Okay, now that I lost, it's 6-4, I think. That's okay. It's inevitable that I'm going to lose. So there are no hopes that have been crushed. It's okay.
That's so sad. You're doing good. I'm only
Anyway.
2 points ahead.
I know, but I'm kind of shocked that I'm keeping up a little
You're
because I
killing it.
really thought you were going to destroy me. Really. No, you shocked me this game. I think you really shocked me a good couple times. I was like, ooh, she might not get this one. Ooh, she might not get this one. And every time you just kept getting it.
Thanks.
So being hungover, you did really great.
Thank you.
Okay, so that wraps it up for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening. And you can follow us on socials at Long Live Taylor Pod, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can watch the pod. Subscribe, rate the pod where you're listening, Apple, Spotify, wherever. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, email us at longlivetaylorpod@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.